Did you know there's a hospital that entire towns avoid mentioning, even decades after it closed? They say what happened inside was so horrific, even the walls still whisper. This is the story of the Forgotten Hospital. The hospital was built in the 1920s on the edge of a quiet town. At first, it was a place of hope, a state-of-the-art facility where doctors promised healing and innovation. But what began as a sanctuary of life slowly turned into something darker. By the 1940s, rumors spread of strange experiments being conducted in its basement. Patients admitted for minor illnesses never came back out. Official reports said they died from complications, but locals claimed otherwise. They spoke of muffled screams echoing at night, of strange chemical smells rising from the vents, and of families who were denied access to their loved ones once they entered the wards. Here's where the story gets chilling. In 1952, a nurse named Evelyn Carter secretly documented what she saw. Her journal, discovered years later, described hidden wings beneath the hospital, underground rooms not listed on any blueprints. She claimed patients were restrained and experimented on, injected with untested drugs, exposed to extreme temperatures, even subjected to electroshock beyond safe levels. Evelyn disappeared only weeks after her final entry. Her body was never found. The hospital, however, continued to operate, and its reputation only grew darker. By the 1960s, people in town began to whisper about Room 6. Supposedly, anyone admitted there would vanish. Nurses refused to enter unless forced. Security guards avoided entire floors. And yet, the official records remained spotless, as if nothing was wrong. So what really happened inside those walls? In the late 1970s, several power outages struck the hospital. During one, a young orderly named Jacob claimed he saw figures moving in the darkened halls, figures that weren't patients or staff. He described them as gaunt, pale, and silent, watching him from doorways. When the lights flickered back on, they were gone. Terrified, Jacob quit his job the next day. His testimony, recorded years later, still sends shivers down the spine. By 1981, the hospital closed suddenly. Officials cited budget cuts and structural instability, but the locals knew better. They believed something escaped. For weeks after its closure, residents nearby reported seeing shadows in their homes, hearing footsteps when no one was there, and feeling watched as they walked past the abandoned property. But the story doesn't end there. Paranormal investigators who entered in the 1990s described bone-chilling encounters. One group recorded hours of static-filled audio, filled with faint cries, voices calling for help. Another claimed their equipment failed the moment they stepped inside, as if the building itself rejected them. A few investigators never published their findings at all. They returned visibly shaken and refused to speak about what they had experienced. And then, there's the most unsettling detail. In 2003, construction crews attempted to demolish part of the hospital to make way for new development. The project lasted less than a week. Workers reported accidents, tools disappearing, and a constant feeling of being watched. One worker even swore he saw a woman in a nurse's uniform from the 1940s standing at the end of a corridor, smiling at him before vanishing into thin air. The crew abandoned the site. To this day, that wing remains untouched, swallowed by decay. So why does this story still haunt us? Because even now, people who dare to step inside the Forgotten Hospital describe the same terrifying sensations. The sudden drop in temperature, the smell of chemicals lingering in the air, and the echo of footsteps, following them down empty halls. Some claim to have seen patients, their faces pale and their eyes hollow, wandering aimlessly before dissolving into the walls. Others swear that Room 6 is still locked, and something is still inside. The truth? We may never know. Records were destroyed, witnesses silenced, and the town does everything it can to bury its past. But if you stand close enough to the hospital at night, locals say you'll hear the faint cry of someone whispering through the broken windows. Help me! Whether it was cruel human experimentation, something paranormal, or both, one fact remains. Some places are forgotten for a reason, and the Forgotten Hospital should stay that way. This was Echoes of Reality. If you enjoyed this story and want more tales that blur the line between truth and nightmare, subscribe now and step deeper into the darkness.